welcome to my Clear and Calm podcast. I hope you will enjoy a lovely, relaxing, peaceful moment as you listen, unwind and let go. To find out more about what I do, pop along to createharmony.co.uk or find me on social media at createharmonyIW. Let's talk about calming our fears. So right now, many of us experience stress, anxiety, worries, fears of all kinds. And quite often we don't know what to do or how to cope with these situations. Now there are a number of methods we can use to help us to find that sense of calm, to overcome, to be with those challenging emotions and just let them pass through. Now in most of our lives we tend to run away from very challenging feelings. They quite often make us want to hide from the world, to disappear, to not face them. We might use drinking to escape or watching films to be somewhere else for a while. But behind those distractions, those feelings are still there waiting to share with us. So I wanted to give you some opportunities to use mindfulness as a way of coping better with these challenging feelings. So I'm going to share some helpful tips and advice from some Zen teachers, and I'm starting with my teacher Julian Daizan Skinner, who has written a book, Practical Zen for Health, Wealth and Mindfulness. Now this book is designed to work alongside an 8-week mindfulness course where you explore all of these different things and how mindfulness can help. So I'm just going to share a little bit about working with these difficulties. So here it says, how do we work with this greater awareness that Zen meditation and mindfulness practice make available? Firstly, apply your awareness within the physical stillness of your practice time. Simply be present with the tension or butterflies in your stomach or whatever stress-related sensation arises. Just be with it. You're lying on the floor and moving your attention through the body and you land on it. Good. Now all you need to do is simply be here. Don't try to change it or make it go away or suppress it. Simply be with what's here. Perhaps we can explore this right now. Is there somewhere in your body right now that might be exhibiting a stress reaction? You might find tension or discomfort of some kind. If there is, turn your attention towards the feeling and just be here. If you can, sit in the middle of the physical stress effect rather than being on the outside looking at it. Notice what happens. This physical symptom will change. It might dissolve or move somewhere else. It might turn to heat. Trains of memory or emotion might start to come. It might even seem that it intensifies. Whatever is going on, just stay with it. Awareness is a great accelerator of the change process. Don't worry if the stress effect doesn't seem to be changing immediately. The most important thing, the revolutionary step, is that you're here, you're aware, you're allowing. Don't try to impose your own timescale. You can come back tomorrow if necessary. You can come back the day after. From now on, every time you encounter the symptoms of stress in your body, in your meditation, you can do this. You can just be with them and notice what happens. So it goes on to talk about if we can do this in our meditation practice, then we can also bring this into our daily life. So it becomes a helpful tool in daily stressful situations. So he goes on to say, so when you next encounter a stressful situation, don't act out and don't suppress your feelings. Instead, remain aware. Allow thoughts, feelings and sensations to arise and to pass, and act as appropriately as you can. This is the path from stress to freedom. So it does take a little while to practice with mindfulness to make this something that you find easy. So it takes a bit of time to get used to work with. But it's really important we give ourselves that time. We can just take a moment to be aware of the body's sensations that come up when we feel stressed, anxious or worried. We go into those sensations without judgment, without critical thoughts, when we just notice how it feels. What is happening? Is there tightness, tingling, whatever else might be going on for you? And when we start to notice whether those things move and change, we're giving them space, and then they can start to gradually dissolve. So I have written about anxiety and dealing with these feelings on my website createharmony.co.uk. If you pop along to Zenspirations, there is a quote that I've written about being mindful of anxiety, and in there I've just written a quote from Jon Kabat-Zinn, which is from his book Full Catastrophe Living. When you next find yourself in a period of suffering, try listening for a calm inner voice that might be saying, "Isn't this interesting? Isn't it amazing what a human being can go through? Isn't it amazing how much pain and anguish I can feel or create for myself or get bogged down in?" In listening for a calmer, clearer voice within your own heart, within your own pain, you'll be reminding yourself to observe the unfolding of your emotions with wise attention, with a degree of non-attachment. So he's talking there about exploring, being curious, and not coming at it from a place of fear and judgment. We just come to a place of noticing and just being interested in our own healing journey. This idea of non-attachment just means that we don't get so involved in the difficult feelings and the ruminating thoughts that just seem to go on and on. It just means that we rest essentially just with the physical sensations and just notice how the body feels. And we take away that whole thoughts, emotions, the overwhelming feelings around all this and just be present with the body. And this is really important. So Thich Nhat Hahn, another amazing Zen teacher who has taught us many things. And he has written in his book, Peace is Every Step, about transforming feelings. So before I read this little bit about this, he says in here about saying hello to your emotions. But I think I took from this when I started exploring these feelings within my own body. I said to myself, hello body, how are you today? And it just gives you that reminder to tune inwards. And your body really does know if it needs to rest or if it needs to exercise or needs to get fresh air. We just quite often ignore those feelings and push through, carry on with our day, distracting ourselves. So really, believe me, try your best to rest simply with the physical sensations, with this open awareness, and it's a great place to start. So this little bit here, transforming feelings. The first step in dealing with feelings is to recognize each feeling as it arises. The agent that does this is mindfulness. In the case of fear, for example, you bring out your mindfulness, look at your fear and recognize it as fear. You know that fear springs from yourself and that mindfulness also springs from yourself. They are both in you, not fighting, but one taking care of the other. The second step is to become one with the feeling. It is best not to say, go away fear, I don't like you, you are not me. It is much more effective to say, hello fear, how are you today? You can invite the two aspects of yourself, mindfulness and fear, to shake hands as friends and become one. What a lovely way to explore those challenging feelings of fear. Our mindfulness, our awareness of ourselves, of our body, of our feelings, can be held in that open awareness with love and kindness, so that you can transform those feelings, you can be kind to yourself and make friends with them. So another page on my website under Zenspirations, I've saved or shared a practice of making friends with anxiety through mindful drawing. So this came about through being aware of my own anxiety and how that felt in my body, and I used that to draw my anxiety monster. So it helped me understand what was going on in my body, how it felt, and to be there with it with kindness. You're literally holding those feelings with your mindfulness in a place of love. So if you wanted to try that, to take it to the next step, to really make friends with those inner feelings, you might like to try drawing those feelings. So I'll leave you with that to explore in your own time. But for now, let's take a look a little further at the steps we can take to help us cope with those challenging feelings of fear. So coming back to Thich Nhat Hanh's transforming feelings practice, he says there's 5 steps we can take. So let's do this together. Find yourself a comfortable place, a place where you can rest, whether that's sitting or laying, it's completely up to you. Wrap yourself in a blanket if you'd like to. And just be present with your body, with your breath. And let's take a moment to be aware of any feelings that are arising. So this is our first step. Recognize the feeling as it arises through our mindful practice of awareness. And once you know the feeling, you are with the feeling, we become one with the feeling through saying to ourselves, "Hello fear, how are you today?" And just holding your sensations and feelings in that place of love. And then coming to our breath, just being aware of the rise and fall of your breath. And then we can say to ourselves as we breathe in and out, breathing in, I calm the activities of body and mind. Breathing out, I calm my fear. Breathing in, I calm the activities of body and mind. Breathing out, I calm my fear. So we can take our time and work with this and practice this at your own pace. But as we do, we may find that we begin to feel that fear, that worry, those physical sensations beginning to soften, beginning to release, change, move, and perhaps even let go. As you feel a little softening, maybe we can send a little smile towards that feeling as it gently releases. And the final step, look deeply. Hold yourself gently and see the causes of your pain. As we hold ourselves in that loving embrace of mindfulness, as things start to transform, we can look deeply at what is causing these problems. And in that moment, you will know how to transform them and feel free. So, coming back and just being aware of those 5 steps. Step 1, recognize each feeling as it arises using your mindfulness. Step 2, become one with the feelings, saying, "Hello, fear, how are you today?" Step 3, saying to yourself, breathing in, I calm the activities of body and mind. Breathing out, I calm my fear. Step 4, start to notice any softening. Allow those feelings to release and begin to let go, and send a smile as they release. Step 5, look deeply inside. Hold yourself gently and notice the causes of pain. And be aware that you will know how to transform them and be free. Wishing you peace and calm on the journey ahead.